Sassy commentary.
Keeping it sassy. Okay, there wasn't a summary, I don't think, of last session. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, no worries. I can summarize. You guys, well, what did you do? You left the camp. You stayed there for a day. You left Camp Vengeance, having squashed the Yuan-Ti attack on Camp Vengeance, and then you guys set out on your long quest towards the heart of the jungle, towards the temple that you seek, and towards the ancient tree that Bosner seeks to sort of mind meld with so that he can teleport here in the future. And you guys had some pretty successful travel for the most part, running into very few encounters except for, I think later in the day, you encountered a shrine to Seth, the god snake, or the god of snakes. And Atticus, in a moment of asserting order, destroyed it, blowing it to smithereens. And as you guys were debating sort of the pros and cons of that approach, you were set upon by mind-controlling serpents who were able to control Terran's mind. Luckily, Terran was thrust into, or banished out of this dimension at least, and thrust into a harmless demiplane where he could spend his time being mind-controlled out of harm's way. And you guys were able to fend off the serpents, return Terran to this plane, and continue on your travels. When you were traveling, you came across a loud crashing sound in the distance, and with some clever scouting, were able to determine that there had been a number of wizards, namely necromancers, who had summoned the skeletons of giants to bash down the doors, the stone doors, of an excavated site. I guess you don't know if it's a temple or what exactly, just a dig site. After deciding to investigate further, sort of because you guys are looking for an artifact already, and you thought perhaps maybe this was the same artifact you're looking for, you encountered a number of wizards of Thay, and were unable to deceive your way into their ranks, though you did sort of close the gap on them before they started attacking you. And a battle ensued. Bosner summoned a number of constrictor snakes, which set upon them, and was met by an explosion which the likes of which none of you had seen before. The cast of a meteor storm, the product of a 9th level spell from the Archwizard, who was there on site over surveying it. You guys managed to survive that explosion. At least 2 of you were not knocked unconscious, and you were able to rally your team back into consciousness and into the fight, and turn the tide, at which point the wizard teleported away, fearing for his life. You guys destroyed the giant undead there, and began to enter the temple, and this is where we can sort of revise a little bit, go back. I sort of wanted to leave it on a cliffhanger, so I wanted you to encounter the Sphinx, but I did not necessarily want to railroad you into all of you standing 2x3 in this hallway. So if there were any of you that wanted to, say, rewind a little bit, and before you entered this room, perhaps you want to heal, perhaps you want to, I'm going to say probably not a short rest, unless you guys are really adamant on that. But like if you wanted to cast some healing spells or something before you entered this chamber, that would make sense. I was sort of rushing you along to get to the conclusion because everybody had to go. So, thoughts?
I need some healing, so I can heal myself and whoever else is interested.
I could use some.
I will also take healing if it's available.
I'm at 13.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let
I'm
me
at
see what I have
17.
available. Wow. Okay. Alright, I'll bring both of you back up to half health. How much is that for each of you?
24 for Damon to get to half.
53, so 40 for me.
I have 65, so that's everything except for 1.
Yeah.
I'll give myself 1. And both of you
Well-
can be up to half health. And then I'll heal myself some more, but that's a start.
Ooh. Thanks, Captain.
And did you guys want to establish some sort of marching order? Are there some people who didn't want to go in, etc.? Those things can be debated as well. Sort of rewind it a little bit.
I think Atticus will probably stay more sort of like not go fully into the room, kind of stay back a little ways.
Okay. Is Vosner still an Earth Elemental? I'm gonna guess yes. So Atticus at the back. Anybody else want to change their current position? Again, standing outside is a viable option,
Yeah, I can't see the screen. That's why I'm delayed.
but you can't see the screen?
Just that like dark gray like background texture stuff.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I think Damon is cool with being in front where he is.
Okay. I'm just gonna put you a little bit into the room for the sake of differentiating you from the others.
Yes.
I'll be like catty corner, like a little behind him.
Laurel, is your computer having a hard time running this, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
If you hit the gear to the top right,
Mhm.
and go under configure settings, and under core settings, you set maximum frame rate to 10, that might help a lot. And that goes for anybody else who has sort of a potato computer. The frame rate really determines how many resources this thing consumes, and so that, and if you have a million tabs open, I recommend closing those because it runs off of memory, and Google Chrome tabs eat up a lot of memory. So if you struggle, and it might be your extra Chrome tabs. Chrome is greedy.
Mine just crashed and said out of memory with the little guy with the X's on his eyes, so I'm gonna troubleshoot.
Okay.
I put some healing. Oh, that's not my healing. I tried to put some healing in the chat.
Yeah, I see it. I see
Okay.
2 casts of it. So, yeah, 13.
I'm gonna cure wounds, Taryn and Damon and myself.
Okay, so 3 casts of cure wounds. Let me just
All at first level.
Do we get any extra because it's you?
Yeah, it's an extra 3 for this one.
It's not built into the spell.
No.
Oh.
It's like 2 plus the caster level, and there's a kickback to me, so that was hard to build in.
Sure.
So how much should I add?
Maybe I'll just get rid of the rain effect. Maybe that's what you We are inside the building now, I suppose.
I don't know, I keep trying to roll the dice and they won't roll.
Are you targeting people?
Because I can't see the screen.
Yeah, I think if you can't see the screen, I wouldn't try casting spells. Maybe I'll throw us back to the Chult map and then we'll redo the scene. Okay, it brought us back. Maybe that'll help. Oh, you don't have a bunch of other tabs open, do you? For like other stuff?
No, I closed them all when this first started happening.
Disabling the other core settings might make a bit of a difference too, like
Sure.
the soft shadows. And
Oh yeah, soft shadows is a big one.
Now it says my browser doesn't currently support WebGL rendering.
Yeah, that's the kind of like rendering that this game runs off, the canvas runs off. It should, so that's wrong, but it's probably just having an error with it.
Weird.
Google it, I guess.
I remember that happening like months and months ago, but I thought we had fixed it.
Also, in the meantime, I sent some healing your way after I dropped my form for Izzy.
Is yours working, Care?
Mm-hmm.
You bastard. How weird. Alright, I'm just gonna restart my computer.
Yeah, that might
Sorry to
It's
be...
the baby sucking up all the bandwidth.
Yeah. The baby, yeah. No. Sorry to be holding stuff up here.
No.
That's right. I should be prepping stuff anyways.
Squad leaders got to engage efficiently.
Yeah.
How long is a short rest for us?
Great question. An hour. Typically. There are spells or abilities that sort of change that, but I don't think you guys have any. It's like a warlock genie thing that does it.
We're relics.
Okay, while we're... Oh, I guess Laurel's not in here.
I guess before we head in,
Yeah,
Rosner will have dropped his form,
Oh, okay.
and that's how he heals Izzy, because he can't cast spells in Wild Shape yet.
That makes sense.
But he'll just kind of turn to the group and say that this is a strange and old forest, and it's suffering for some reason. So, even though some of us have passions or proclivities to order things or rid evil or whatever, before we start pruning things that we find unfavorable, let's just get to where we're going first, or have a better understanding. Because, like earlier today, it might cause us more harm than good. But I'm glad everyone is okay. So I just advise a little bit more patience with our surroundings.
I'm assuming you sort of said that before people entered the temple, since we're sort of rewinding it a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I'm operating it.
Did anybody have a response to that?
It would maybe have affected the manner in which Damon entered. Like he maybe wouldn't have entered as quickly or as confidently, as
Okay.
aggressively. Try to be more respectful of whatever this place is.
For the
Hearing that-
record,
Go ahead.
Varel went down, and so did Damon, correct?
I think
Yes.
I got knocked out in the meteor
So
shower.
you should both have points of exhaustion.
Do I not have one? I have like the big eye
Oh,
over
I
my.
see it now. Sorry. Yeah, Varel has one. Okay.
It's not. It's not like in the corner like Varel's and Terran's is.
Yeah, it's a difference on whether you left click it or right click it. Go to your.
I see.
It's not a big deal. I can see both clearly.
Hearing Vosner encourage patience, Vera will kind of look askance at Atticus, assuming he's talking about the blowing up of the statue, and he'll gesture and mutter under his breath, "Fortune's favor" for Atticus, just to balance the scales of impatience and luck.
Nice.
And then I gotta go AFK for like a minute and a half, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, it's working now.
Yay! Okay, so Dylan's AFK, but we should be sort of getting back to normal here. Again, you guys dust yourself off from that pretty intense encounter with the wizard. You approach this building, and the walls that have been sort of bashed on for it seems like a long time have barely been dented by these giants, and then they just simply open for you, and you walk in. I'm assuming you walk in, though we've sort of established Atticus is standing at the back. Damon is going in first. Terran looks like he's a step behind Damon, and nobody else has declared where they're standing. Yeah, I guess, Isolde, if you want to do Cure Wounds, you can do it now.
Make sure you like keep and like remark which ones.
Okay.
And
that's
plus an extra
plus an
3.
extra 3.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna do it again.
Yay, it's all working again.
It's all working. And I'll do one for Damon.
Nice.
An extra 3 to you as well. And I get the extra 3 as a kickback from all of those. So let me add 9 to mine.
Cool. Okay. Vosner, Varel, and Isolde, where are you standing as you enter this? Or are you standing outside? All valuable options. Okay, behind it.
I would have had to stand there because Cure Wounds is a touch spell.
I mean, you could have done a touch spell outside. That's fine too. We're allowing some retcon here. But yeah, that's a fine enough spot. Bosner, are you standing in that spot? Okay. And I'll say you enter the chamber. And as per last time, I'm trying to think what I said. I think I said welcome. But I think so the giant stone sphinx crosses his paws and purrs and says, "Welcome." And before you stands an animate sphinx, now no longer actually the stone figure, seemingly having transformed.
I'm sorry, I lost you guys for a second.
About sphinxes?
Do you know anything about sphinxes? Everybody can roll a check that they're proficient in, either history, nature, or yeah. Damon, you know that sphinxes tend to be lawful creatures, bound by promises or oaths to complete tasks, usually called upon by good beings, but not necessarily always. They tend to be sort of like keepers of order, rule followers, and contractually obligated beings.
Would I know anything about how I can like show respect to a creature like this, or would I like if I want to do that? Would I just like bow, go to one knee?
Yeah, I think that would be universally acceptable. Though you
Okay.
also would know that as order sort of they tend to be more cerebral beings, and therefore they don't really care much for flattery.
Okay.
Let's see, Isolde, you would know that. I think we did a check last time. Maybe it was Varel did. I can't remember, but I think you would know that they have an association with time. They're sort of linked to that, and since you guys have been doing a lot of research on time, they have very powerful magic that can potentially change the very moment of time that you're in.
I think I would kind of say that low to whoever was near me, just to be careful of what we say and when we're talking about time.
And the large sphinx sort of stares at you, sort of piercing all of your gaze, sort of reading each one of you one by one, moving from the next until it looks all the way at the back at Atticus and stares for a long while, and then turns sort of back to the group generally. Welcome.
Damon takes a step forward and just asks, "What is this place?"
He sort of looks around and pauses, picks up his paw and sort of picks at something in between his nails, and then says, "A chamber? A resting place? A prison?"
Is it a matter of perspective, then?
He smiles at that and sort of like pulls his head closer, sort of scooting his head closer to his paws, and goes, "Always."
A prison for who?
Well, anyone trapped within it, I suppose. Such is the case with all prisons, they do not discriminate.
I look back at the doors. Are they closed?
Nope, wide open.
Okay.
Do you find yourself imprisoned?
Bound, imprisoned. They are similar things. But today is a good day. Perhaps my bindings shall be broken.
Do you seek freedom?
Does not everything seek freedom?
Some do.
What are you bound to? What are your bindings?
This very spot. I hold a powerful treasure, and I protect it with all of my being. But it is not for me to say who gets it. Only those who pass the test.
What?
And you're free when someone passes the test?
Precisely, he purrs.
Free to go where or to do what?
Wherever I please. Whenever I please.
Freedom.
Precisely.
Who bound you here?
You wouldn't know them.
How long ago was it that they placed you here?
Time is a tricky thing. It really depends on when you come from.
What are the trials?
Simple tests of intellect. Puzzles, riddles, questions.
What's your name, Sphinx?
He looks at you curiously. I haven't a name.
All things have names. Are you simply Sphinx?
You may call me what you like. Once I am free from this place, I will make my own name. Until then, you can call me the Protector. Perhaps the Guardian, the Sentinel. Whichever you prefer.
Could you tell us the nature of what you protect?
That I cannot. Though I can tell you it is powerful. Not to be wielded by an evil being. Which is why I kept my doors shut to the outside until you arrived.
Did you know we were coming?
I knew this day would come. I knew not who it would be. I am not omniscient.
I'll turn to Isolde and Terran, I suppose. Let's say this might be a resting place for the staff. Do you feel like it would be wise to participate in the tests?
Can't hurt. It doesn't seem like the sort of thing we're best at. But Damon and Vero may be able to pull it off.
She'll look up at the Sphinx and say, "And is there a penalty for failing the trials?"
No. Though I will continue to be bound, much to my dismay, dislike, unenjoyment.
Yeah, she'll kind of look over at Taryn and then reiterate, "I guess it couldn't hurt."
As long as we don't put ourselves in danger. So becomes not too of a great cost. I will offer my aid as I can.
Excellent. And it purrs. Very well.
Before we start, can Isolda cast one of her spells on Vero or Damon to get them out of exhaustion? Like a restoration.
Sorry, did I
That's
cut
why
out?
we don't have.
Yeah, he's asking if you will do greater restoration.
Yeah, I was saying that's a good idea, and I could also use the guidance cantrip to give someone D4 on their skill checks.
Yeah, I'm just like don't want her smart people to
Disadvantage
get
on
disadvantage.
intelligence checks.
Yeah,
I
for
can
the riddle.
do Damon with a greater restoration if you want to get Vero.
Who has really high wisdom? Because maybe we'll need that.
Me.
Oh, but you don't have exhaustion anyway, so you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Damon's mad intelligent, but so unwise.
Right.
That's why we make a good team.
Yeah.
Bosner and his robot friend.
I'd watch that.
I'll take off the 100 for yours as well, Bosner.
Okay.
Alright, so Vero and Damon should remove their exhaustion.
Yeah.
Dope.
And I've given guidance to Bosner.
Nice.
Sweet.
If I could, would I have a minute to cast Fortune's Favor on myself as well?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
The Sphinx is just sitting, sort of crouched down, staring at you intently as you all cast your magics.
While they do that, since I'm useless, I'm going to ask the things who bound him.
Oh, that question was already asked, and he said you wouldn't know them.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Just such an unfulfilling answer that...
Yeah, I mean, if you
Maybe
want
you can get some
Terran
context.
with his low int to ask that question again,
Yeah, he totally would. Just
the Sphinx
he's
looks at
also very
Yeah.
tired.
very exhausted. He says, "You look like you need a nap, a rest, a reprieve."
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And you wouldn't know him.
That's fair.
Well, shall we?
I'm ready.
He looks at you and says, okay, listen carefully. A thunderous roar and a rapid pace, always running, but yet stuck in place. An endless mouth that cannot scream, laid in bed, but cannot dream.
Then can you dream?
Are you speaking of a river?
His eyes flash. Yes, correct. Exactly. Perhaps this should be easy for you then. And he moves on to the next riddle. A magic beyond mortal hands am I, a tool of divine knowledge that reveals myths and tales forgotten to time. What am I?
Can you say it again?
Post it
Okay,
in the
there we go.
chat so you can read it. He looks at you and to Damon and says, a book contains no magic, though perhaps it can. Incorrect, wrong, failure.
Do we get a certain number of guesses?
You don't know. The Andrew Sphinx sits purring, darting kind of between you, waiting for you to respond.
Could I roll an intelligence check?
Yes, you can roll an Arcana check.
Let's do that. Okay. Read Fortune's favor here real quick. Okay. Do I roll first? Let's do that.
Can anyone with Arcana give it a try? Or it doesn't
Um,
matter?
Beryl, you know him to be speaking of a spell. In particular, a spell in the divination tree. Or school.
Oh. Legend lore?
He purrs. Correct. Exactly. Success. And he continues. To be
Oh my
me,
gosh.
you must not know me, but with me comes true bliss. To unlearn me is to learn another, and without me, you will better know your place.
Careful.
Could we see that in the chat, please? Nice.
You all can make checks to see if you can get hints on the riddle, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Will those be Arcana still?
Not Arcana. This
I'm
one
gonna
would be
just-
straight intelligence.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, I'll. I suppose.
Or perhaps wisdom, in the case of Vosner. I'll let Vosner roll wisdom.
Bugs.
Oh, okay.
I'll dismiss Fortune's favor to see if I can get higher than that on myself. Hey.
You're thinking of a common phrase that gets used when he says true bliss that sticks in your mind.
Is it ignorance?
And the face of the Andros Sphinx lights up. Yes. You have passed. You are worthy. And I am free.
Nice.
And he steps forward.
For the first time in perhaps a very long time, Varel is clearly grinning. Like, not cheesing, not super big teeth showing, but he's very clearly satisfied.
And he looks to all of you and says, "Farewell, mortals. I wish you luck in the trials to come." And he begins to walk out.
I say as he's leaving, to you the same, Sphinx. May your name be synonymous with greatness.
He stops and says, "A wonderful idea. I shall be called Excelsior. It's synonymous with greatness." And he walks past, and he gets to Atticus and says, "This treasure is not for you. At least you think it is." And walks past.
Brutal.
And flies out. And you guys find yourself in an empty chamber. Atop where he was sitting, you guys now see that there is sort of a stone surface that looks like it can be moved.
Let's move it.
Yeah, Damon will step forward to help move it.
Okay. Can I get a strength check?
Can I help him?
Yep. You'd be athletics or just strength, whatever you... I guess athletics is probably better.
Should we check this for, like, tricky magic, or do we trust
You
in this?
can. You have true sight, so you don't see anything like hidden or invisible, I guess. Magical.
I didn't know I had true sight. That's awesome.
That's what your robe gives you.
Oh, shit. Cool. Alright.
Speaking of, I'll have to talk to you about that later.
Roll with advantage because you're getting help.
Alright, at 18, you push on this massive stone and it scoots a little bit, but not fully open.
Perhaps if we all attempt it together.
And I'll say, with enough time and effort, you guys are able to scoot the stone aside. And sitting in the now exposed sort of chest that is wide open, sort of the open area, laying in there almost like a corpse set to rest, is a magnificent looking sword.
Damon is going to immediately set to work identifying it.
Are you gonna
But
cast
that
as
will
a
take me.
ritual, or are you gonna cast it as a?
I'm going to start the ritual, and then if we have to move on in that time, then I just will fail to complete the ritual. But I'm going to start like the 11-minute process of
Sure.
identifying it.
Everybody roll 1d6 for me. Okay. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys for missing 2 rolls. I'm guessing Zolda and who? Taryn did it.
Bosmer?
Bosner. Yeah. Okay. Let's not cover it. Okay. Yeah, in 10 minutes you're able to cast the identifying spell. Nothing happens. I'm gonna say while you're casting that though, I kind of want to know what Atticus is up to in the hall.
Atticus is just kind of wandering around, sort of looking at the walls, any decorations on them, that kind of stuff, but mostly just kind of staring vacantly around. He's not he doesn't seem like he was super upset by what the Sphinx said.
Yeah.
But
Roll a shit. What are you proficient? Religion check for me. Okay. Even with that, you're sort of perusing and you see these mosaics. And on the walls are a number of tales about the various gods and their domains. You get the feeling that this temple is almost timeless, beyond, like, you can't even place how old this is because the pristine condition makes it tricky, but it feels, your sort of paladin sense gives you a feel that this place is insanely old. And yet, there's these mosaics describing gods and their domains. And you notice that certain alignments, certain godly domains are missing or not present or covered up or used, or sort of like there are gods that you would expect to be here that are not mentioned, as though either they do not yet exist or, according to the walls, they never existed.
interesting. Any like specific ones that would jump out at me?
Yes, because this island is noticeably like committed to a lot of like the people here, the natives are worship a god named Ubtao. You notice that Ubtao is missing, as though it's not even considered a god in this sort of mosaic description of the history of deities that you're sort of looking at while the rest of the group is engaging the Sphinx.
Okay. Yeah. Atticus's face kind of remains unreadable.
Yeah.
He sort of steps forward to the edge of the room just to watch what everyone else is doing.
And I guess Zolda and Wagner are still AFK. But while Damon is working on identifying the spell, is Veyrol or Taryn doing anything?
Seeing Atticus approach, Veyrol would probably walk down to him and say, or ask, I suppose, you had a history with that Sphinx.
No. None that I recall.
And yet it spoke to you with recognition. Or did I misjudge?
Perhaps it merely recognized the regalia. And he hoists like shield that has the symbol on it, all of that stuff.
Is there a reason a creature like that would be unfriendly to the Flaming Fists, then? Competing interests?
That's above my pay grade, I'm afraid. I do not usually treat with Sphinx. There are, however, those on the island who do not like the presence of outsiders.
It seems we're all outsiders here ourselves. Curious that you would be singled out, but... Suppose it's no big deal after all, then.
So it would seem. I'm not looking for a new weapon anyway.
Damon. At that moment, you complete the Identify spell. And you come to recognize... do you speak Elvish?
I'm pretty positive that I do not.
I think I do.
Let me double check. Well, yeah, otherwise Vero seems like a good option as well, probably. Yeah, no, I do not speak Elvish.
You come across the Elvish words Luth Magol, which you do not recognize. And you identify the sword to be this. And I'm going to share the permissions with you. To Varel and Terran, who speak Elvish, you would recognize Luth Magol to mean Spellblade. Damon, are you able to see the spell or the thing in Boss Loot?
I am, yeah.
Spellblade? And that's just written on the side.
It's basically like
My
written
God.
in runes. Elvish, I guess Elvish script. And that's what he like identifies it to be called. But he only gets the Elvish word because he can't speak Elvish, but if you share it, then they would know.
Damon is furiously trying to rip his arm off and shove this new sword in its socket.
Yeah, we established that you can easily replace the swords as like,
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't say as an action, I'd say it takes a minute to reconfigure the swords.
Yeah, I mean, he would actually see if anybody else like wants it first. But as soon as it's clear that if nobody does, then yeah, he's going to start that process.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose.
Taryn will inquire into what it is, just out of like tired curiosity.
Oh, can I just share this text with
Yep.
them?
Yeah, I suppose it's
Holy
not
shit.
limited to Damon. There are multiple intelligence users in the group.
I never find myself in melee combat, but that would be a gnarly melee sword. But I'm happy to continue playing distanced support, so
Holy shit, that's an awesome spell.
yeah, that's insane.
It's incredible.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, Damon will ask. He'll turn to Isolde and ask, "Do we have just a few more minutes? Will I make some adjustments?"
Isolde says yes.
And as like when she answers, Damon responds so fast it's almost like talking over her. And he says, "Wonderful," and he just sets to work. And
In
is
order
going
to attune to it, though, you would need an hour. Just so you guys know.
yes.
Taryn will start to doze
Yeah.
off against one of the pillars.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Maybe he'll just find who has the bag of holding, um, and say, "Please be very careful with this," and plan to attune to it that evening or whenever they stop to
I mean, you guys
take an
already
actual
stopped
rest.
here. You could take a rest here. I mean, I'm not gonna
Do we
speak
want
for
to
you,
take a
but
rest here, or get not? Because like I'm a little worried the wizard will just pop back and kill us all.
Good point.
Um,
and
yeah, I mean, as soon as we stop to take a rest, that's what Damon's gonna do is like attune to that sword. But he won't insist that like everybody wait an hour for him to do this, like when they're in a possibly dangerous position.
it's a good spell. It's like haste 2 almost.
Yeah, like super buffed haste.
Yeah, with like an opportunity to avoid any penalty for you. Although the penalty is greater if you fail that check.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the question is, are you guys short resting here, or are you trying to travel another distance on the map?
Probably wise to rest if we can. I don't know if we want to go find somewhere safer, or if this is the safest place we can find.
I will say, Varel, you know of wizards that even the most powerful wizards tend to have very strict limitations on their highest level spells. So, as a player, you might not know this, but like a level 20 wizard, once you get level 20, you will only ever have one 9th level spell slot, one 8th level, and one 7th level, I believe. Like, that's how those top 3 spells work. And so, with your knowledge of the power of magic and what was cast, you would know that that wizard does not have another 9th level spell unless they have another means of bringing it back. They also used 7th level to get away from you. So those things are sort of in Varel's mind. That wizard is likely spent.
He's as spent as I am, perhaps more so. So yeah, Varel would suggest finding somewhere safe. This seems to be pretty safe, given that that Sphinx was hunkered down here to protect its treasure for millennia. So yeah, I'd guess taking a long rest if possible, and then setting out the next day would be.
Oh, a long rest.
What time of day is it? Is it still like?
Oh, it's still morning, I think. I actually think it's afternoon. So you guys left. Let me pull up the control map here. You guys left and did 1, 2, and I think you were on your way to your third travel when you heard this sound. So you've basically gone 2 hours of travel, 2.5 hours of travel, plus I'll say like 2 hours of combat, given situations.
Yeah.
Because you fought the Naga earlier, and then these things, and talked to a Sphinx. So I'd say it's about 1 p.m.
Dang. I'm out of chronal shifts, I'm out of second level spells, I'm out of the arcane recovery because we've already short rested, so yeah, I'm pretty useless for the rest of the day.
Oh, you guys did short rest. Yeah, I'd say it's like, let's say it's 3 p.m. then.
Okay. Still useless, but go with the flow here.
Let's do a short and then maybe travel one more time.
Okay.
And hope this isn't a bad decision.
Yeah. Alright, everybody roll a d6.
That's a hit dice there, not your d6.
Got
There's your d6.
Still missing.
Can we go ahead and take our short rest?
Depends.
Okay.
Second.
Oh, I can undo that if I need to, if we're not short resting.
No, it's fine. Yeah, everybody can take a short rest.
Cool. Hey guys, what did we miss? Sorry.
Very sorry about that.
That's right.
Parental. Okay.
No big.
You,
Turns out people have a hard time putting down babies.
so true. It's like, it's just like pets.
Oh,
We were like,
Oh, when it's their
can't come
time, it's
visit
their
this
time.
weekend. And they were like, we'll stop in for like a minute.
They tricked you with
It was a
that,
trap.
old one.
well,
It's
you know,
always
the
nice,
hard
though.
thing was that CC suction cups have really come and grown in, so it's just really hard to decouple it.
Kraken baby, you know.
Squid babies.
It's a kraken.
Kraken babies. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Don't tell me your baby's a kraken.
I
So
feel
what's
like
going
this is
on? What
just
happened with
your
this,
way of saying
Oh,
you never want
you
Dylan
guys
to meet
kill
your
that
child.
sphinx?
Did we kill the
they
Sphinx?
solved all the
No.
riddles.
Oh, nice.
And,
wow.
Then we got a bomb new sword that Damon just screwed into his shoulder socket.
Ooh. I can't wait to
So-
watch on the restream, or the rewatch.
yeah, it was crazy. You guys legit. Dylan solved 2 of the riddles before. Well, like, he only needed 1 hint on one of them. Very fitting for Bayroll.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, the
That's
river one I got right away, but the second one, I no fucking clue.
Yeah, the second one was a spell that Bayroll knows. So.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And the third one was ignorance, which that was the most impressive one in terms of its construction and in terms of Dylan answering it.
Dope.
I'm very familiar with ignorance, so. Like, wait, I recognize it.
Like old friend. Here you are.
It's also why he's the wisest of us all.
Wow. Wow, and he's self-deprecating too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The Sphinx also gave Atticus the stink eye, but Atticus didn't seem to give a shit. And that was it. It was sort of.
Was it because Atticus is the serial statue destroyer?
Yes, and the Sphinx likes statues. Yeah, and then you got the sword, and then you guys decided, Isolde decided, she was possessed by a god for a second. She decided to take a short rest. So feel free to do the short rest on Vosner and Isolde.
Sweet. Possessed by a
And that's
god.
the sword Damon just posted in the chat. Oh, it also has a
Ooh,
bonus
that's
to
great.
damage if you look in the actual item life. Like it does psychic damage.
Oh, it does psychic damage. Damn.
Baby, get off
Is
the
it like
screen.
2d6?
2d4. But
Nice.
still. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
we'll have
crazy.
to work on the animation so that it looks different once we get that rolling. But then you're gonna have to also figure out how Tensor's transformation modifies stuff. I don't know exactly how much it does. But...
Yeah. I think for attacks, the difference is just I get advantage on attack rolls, and then when I hit, I do an extra 2d12 force damage.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna want to create an attack that's sort of like Tensor's transformation sword attack. In case you
Yeah.
want to use that spell. But yeah, so you guys short rest, and while you're doing that, the rain outside of the temple, or this building, I guess, the vault, if you will, it stops, and you guys are free to leave or travel or whatever you want to do.
I feel like we should do one more travel so that we're long gone by the time the evil wizard has time to do a long rest and then come back and kick all of our asses.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay. To the map.
Did the Sphinx GTFO?
Yeah, he was free once you passed all the riddles and he no longer had to protect this thing. So the question is, where are you going to try to go for your next 30 miles of travel?
Into the Undeadlands.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like breach.
Yeah, we can try to go around the kind of darker area.
Into the marsh instead of into the undead?
Well, I mean, all this yellow area is the undead, right?
Correct.
But like not into the super dense undead.
I mean, we said earlier that as far as opponents go, we're pretty well versed at fighting undead. We don't know what the fuck is in the marsh.
Yeah. We got 30, right?
Yeah, might be better to just take the shortest route and
Right. So is this where we want to end up right now?
yeah. Miles?
Okay, so you guys are going to this spot or to this spot? One's sort of still near the marsh, the other one is definitely inland.
Let's be a little more inland.
Yeah, inland.
Are those
Uh,
equivalently filled with undead? The different.
Yeah, they're in the same like shade.
Yeah. Though you guys
Yeah.
could go to here instead.
I'd rather straight undead than marsh undead.
Fair enough.
Okay. Okay, you guys. Alright, so you guys begin your travel. I need somebody to roll perception. I need somebody to roll survival. And then I need everybody to do another 1d6 for me. Oh shit, yeah. Losner leads you through an efficient path, and you guys make it, I'm gonna say, an extra 10 miles.
Oh, nice.
Just because you crit it. It's hard to say no to that. You guys dodge a time bubble on your way through. You see one, and you are able to avoid it. I suppose I can say narratively, if you would like to investigate it, you can.
I mean, we can investigate it in terms of like looking at it from the outside, but Isolde would warn anyone against like popping in to see what time it is on the other side or anything like that.
Sure. Is there anything you'd like to do there?
No.
Okay, so tell me where you want your 40 miles to end. You were sort of aiming for this square. Do you want this one or this one? Second, left or right?
Let's go right, because that puts
Yeah.
us farther away from the marsh,
Correct.
and we're avoiding marsh undead.
Okay. You guys pull to a rest. It's very humid as it has just stopped raining. You pull to a rest, and as you begin to go into this, what is marked on the map as sort of generally undead area, you begin to find yourself in sort of a dense fog. This area is very low visibility, and so it is very tricky to see where you're going. But you are able to make good time because of Bosner's amazing survival abilities, sort of leading you through the jungle, finding the right paths, not having to stop too often to get his bearings. He's really getting a feel for this jungle as he hones in towards the heart of it. Somebody's crunching. Somebody's also eating cereal as you travel. Anyways. Let me see. Did everybody roll a d6? yes. Very good. Oh, you fine. Don't worry about it. You guys find yourselves stopping in a clearing, sort of open air, and the rain all of a sudden begins to pick up rapidly as you're sort of standing out there in this muddy clearing. And you're stopping to catch your breath from the travel and to form into real human beings so that you can drink your liquids and eat. And Varel creates a bonfire, which I should make a little thing.
Dry your socks, y'all.
So we're bedding down here for the night.
Okay, so as you guys stop here and the rain picks up, you begin to hear noises in the distance, running through the jungle towards you. Fosner, make a perception roll for me, and Isolde, and I guess Beryl too. I like 3 big perceptions. Perceivers.
This relies on hearing, I assume.
Isolde, in the distance, you hear not too far outside of your camp, as you have stopped, the clear sound to you of the thumping of a bipedal Tyrannosaurus Rex coming towards you.
Jesus.
Do, do, do. And simultaneously, you hear that same beat, but now it's sort of off. Do-doom, 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 do-doom. As though there's not just one, but 2. And as the mist swarms in on you guys have 1 round to prepare as the jungle comes alive, attacking you from all sides.
All sides.
Great.
What?
And this is your map. You guys rolled poorly for other things, and I won't tell you how you rolled because it's my secret system. And I'm going to say you have 1 turn to prepare, cast spells, whatever, and then I'll throw you to the battle map so you can see what's happening.
Leif was on it, man. Do you have a few hairs from a bull? I'm just kidding.
I think I get to use the sword as the focus.
Yeah, you do.
Because it only comes from the sword.
Badass.
I got some hairs from an ass.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be like, Vosner, can you turn into a bow real quick?
That's hilarious. I don't think they would stick. Otherwise, you guys could make him like an infinite source of clothing.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Hilarious.
I'm gonna cast and hold slow for when we see some creatures, but it's a pain in the ass, so I try to avoid it, but it does quite a bit.
No,
but it
totally makes sense.
Okay.
Yep, I use my staff to cast Cold Shield.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate the scene, and then I'm going to say that each of you, because you were not surprised, you rolled so high in your perceptions, each of you basically gets to go. It's not really a surprise round, but yeah, I guess, you know what, I'll just do normal initiative because it kind of makes sense. They jumped you, but you didn't get caught, so it's just not, they just don't have surprise. So,
Zombie T-Rex.
some initiatives for y'all. Holy fuck. 3 zombies got critical initiatives. They rolled so well, oh my god.
Don't worry, I only got a 2, so.
That just means saving the best for last, you know what I'm saying?
I had to refresh, and it seems like it's having a hard time loading in, so I can't yet roll initiative.
Oh, are there more people with that problem? No, just Beryl. Weird. Let me change the music to something less suspenseful. Oh, I need my rain back. Actually, let's do the tried and true horrifying music. Alright. As the fog obscures your vision slightly, you guys are able to just catch a glimpse of where they're coming from. Behind you, I've sort of allowed you to cast a spell beforehand, so if anybody wants to do that, feel free to do it, and then carry out your turn. Varel, you are first.
Okay. Bring up my sheet here. So I'm gonna cast slow, as I said, but I'll place a template this time. Cast slow. Let's get all of those boys.
Oh, hell yeah, they all failed.
Nice.
Okay.
So I boldfaced the relevant bits. Half speed, -2 AC, in Dex, no reactions, no bonus actions.
Sick.
And consequences for casting a spell. It might
And
not.
then they make the spell at the end of their save at the end of their turn. They try to.
If it attempts to cast the spell, it rolls a d20. So, but I guess before it casts the spell.
Oh, you know what's fucking hilarious? DC 19, they can't actually beat that.
Nice.
It's a little metagamey, I'm supposed to tell you that, but you could probably glean it from the rolls. That's fucking hilarious. So yeah, you slow everything on that right side, and are now
Cool.
concentrating on that slow. I'll say, let's actually just go through the players. That's your setup round. Damon, you cast Tensor's Transformation. So we'll count that as that. Atticus, what did you do on your prep round?
Gonna. I think he's gonna cast Armor of Agathis on himself.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Vosner, what are you doing with your prep round? Do we lose Vosner?
He might be dealing with baby stuff.
Yeah, so Vosner will turn into an elemental since he's got his 2 back. Make a earth elemental.
Cool. Okay. I'll let you pull that to the screen as you do, and then who else? Isolde, what did you do with your prep round?
I cast Death Ward on myself.
Smart. Taryn, what did you do?
Cold shield from the staff.
Ah, okay. Very cool. All right, so now we're going to the top of the order. Varel, it is your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, like I posted in the chat, all my spell slots are for other concentration spells, so all I have are cantrips, so this is going to be sad. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 30 feet of movement somewhere safe. Safe being relative. I guess help me, Vosner. I'm going to go over here. And then I'll sling a death knell at the big Tyrannosaurus to the northeast there.
Okay.
and his AC should be -2, a la slow.
Yeah, death knell won't affect AC, but yeah, it's a saving
gotcha.
throw. But yeah, he fails anyways and takes 15 damage. Yeah,
That'll do it.
sweet. Jungle Zombie is slowed, so he only moves. Well, he does a dash, so he gets 40 feet. Makes a Wisdom save, and is still slowed. I should mark it with something. Is there a slow? No, there isn't like a slowed effect on here. I don't see. I'm gonna put him exhaustion too, which is slow.
Nice.
Okay, this zombie moves 40. And then moves all of his speed. He dashes, but he doesn't attack. Weird. Okay, that's his turn. This guy's turn. 80. Jungle zombie. On to barrel. They rolled so well. Or you guys just rolled really bad. That's really what it is. Okay, so they normally have a speed of 40, so it's halved. Why can't I like stop using a ruler? This is crazy. It's stuck. I have to reload. Sorry. My shit's all broken. I don't know if that means you guys have to reload too. T-Rex is gonna move all the way up to Vosner and make a wisdom save. Oh, he automatically fails, so it doesn't really matter. Next creature. Damon, you're up. You're being swarmed by all this shit.
Let's see. Damon is going to look ruefully at his new sword arm, and say, "In a minute," as he pulls out Threnody and takes a step up this way, so
Nice.
that he can slam it into the ground.
Oh,
Not
question.
targeting. Yeah.
When you attuned to that sword, did you unattune? Oh, you unattuned to. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to hit any party members.
Okay.
But I do want to hit all these zombies with some thunder and radiant damage.
Got it. Let me undo the damage to Fam. Damn, that was a good roll.
That was amazing.
That was like, was that like a perfect roll? What the fuck? No,
How
it
much
wasn't
damage
even
did I
that.
do?
6. It just seems like a lot.
There was a lot of 5s.
I mean, that is an average of 4, so that is, I guess, like the higher end of.
Yeah.
average
It just,
I think it's more that everybody failed their save.
yeah, that's really what it is. Because what is the save? Con 18. And these things
18,
are
yeah.
a little bit beefy. Anyways, yeah. So what's it look like when you cast this spell?
Damon, like it's very like say in this case. He like brings the staff up, brings it down reasonably hard, and then I'm already like putting it away as like the smoke is clearing, and switching back to sword mode, um, and eyeing the Tyrannosaurus. But it is the same like bright like white and blue flash that then like just shreds all these zombies down to nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you shred the zombies, and they all just like get ripped to shreds. The explosion also puts out the bonfire that Beryl had put together. I guess he's no longer concentrating on it, so I don't exactly know. But anyways, the vision of this like a camp being completely fucked up by this explosion, as you're like, desperate times call for desperate measures. So yeah, you fucking blow up all these zombies. Is that your turn?
That is my
Do
turn.
the zombies stay down?
Ooh.
Oh wait. Actually, I am gonna use my action surge.
Okay.
To charge at the T-Rex, because I can attack it twice with my action surge, as opposed to just once.
Yeah. I think there are some sort of rules about like equipping and unequipping stuff, but I'm gonna like hand wave it
right.
since you have a sword arm.
Okay.
It's kind of like part of
Okay.
the thing.
And let's see if I did this right. If it will like do all the damage.
2d4 plus. Is it 2d12 force damage or 2d10 force damage?
Oh, it's 2d10 force, but I think I put it in as psychic on accident.
Oh. Yeah. Should be. That's fine.
Let me fix that. I'll fix that in a minute. I'm just gonna swing one more time.
Sure.
Oh, and I guess I technically get to make these attacks at advantage, but
Oh. Yeah.
I'll let it go.
Yeah.
I'll let it go for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm still getting the hang of this thing.
Yeah, so what's it look like when you wield this blade that's now doing slashing, psychic, and force damage as you're like cutting into this slowed down T-Rex?
It looks like it's glowing, but it's not the same like bright light. Like it doesn't shed any light to see by. So in like the murk of this storm and swamp, it's just like this dull blue, almost like a black light that like flashes and like just meets with resistance and just carves right through it. Like it's like the T-Rex is putting up no defense because I can just will it through its body almost. Like it is an extension of my body, but also in a metaphorical sense as well. Like I've never felt more in tune with a weapon.
Sweet. And I updated the icon, so when you attack now, it'll actually have a placer icon. Sick. Yeah. This zombie goes. Oh, and as for them coming back, I'm just gonna say these zombies don't do that.
I mean, like these ones were all killed with radiant damage. If that makes a
actually, I think
if
it
that makes
does.
a difference.
I think it does make a difference. I guess this one we go to Atticus. Atticus, you're up. There's now a pile of 3 dead zombies in front of you.
Yeah. Atticus is just gonna swing at the guy in front of him. I would roll a lot of those. Has anyone else noticed that?
Yes. Fucking got him this time.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Bosner, you're up.
Oh, hey guys. Cool. It looks like there are a lot of zombies here.
Yep.
So for the
And-
record, our plan is to just sit back and let Damon do everything, right?
Oh, cool. Well,
Yep.
then why am I even here? Vosner just, saloon marks away. He's like, I'll meet you at the tree. No, but first he's gonna bob this T-Rex with one of his attacks. Okay. Pop up. Alright. And do one more. Oh, nice. Alright. Cool. And then I guess I'll keep my eye on Beryl.
Nice. Yeah, you give 2 hefty slams on this T-Rex, which is slowed down by Barrel's magic, and is unable to dodge because of that. Jungle Zombie. T-Rex Zombie is coming for... Terran. He's going for the
Got it.
chomp. Oh shit. Did it roll it twice? No, it only rolled it once.
There's 2 bite attacks. Okay, but they're
Yeah,
the same
but-
roll.
Yeah, so I'll tell you right now, my mouse is dying, and I'm having a hard time selecting things, and then sometimes when I click on stuff, it double clicks. So if you ever see a double of anything, it's my mouse.
Alright. T-Rex zombie needs to take 16 cold damage.
Oh, okay. See if he's muted. Nope.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be bad news for you. You are now
It's-
grappled in the mouth of the T-Rex, however.
Okay.
And he is going to make a tail swipe at Atticus. Missing. Atticus, you dodge a zombie T-Rex tail whipping through the air towards you.
Is Terran as scared of zombie dinosaurs as he is of regular
Oh,
dinosaurs?
he's freaking out right now.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Awesome. Multi-attack. One with the bite. Oh, and at the, Jesus, 1 second. Yes. So, the,
Did I get swallowed?
No. You're bit in the mouth, and as he bites down on you, you're hanging in its clutches, and you see fall out of the stomach onto the ground through its exposed rib cage, another zombie. I'm gonna just say it's this one. Who comes to life. And it starts running into the fight as well. Jungle Zombie. This one. He has an ability
So-
where he basically spawns a zombie every turn. This one goes here, and then another 40. He has to make a save. Oh, he's slow.
Jungle babies.
Okay. Hey. This one can actually attack. Ka-chow! Oh. Triple attack. All miss. Doesn't matter. Da-da-da. And also coming out of the forest is a massive ape creature with 4 arms that is also a zombie. That one's coming for Isolde. How many attacks does it get?
Great.
1 with its bite and 4 with its claws. Coming in hot. Hey, it hits once. You succeed on your concentration check on what spell? I can't remember. Then he goes for the bite. This giant ape creature comes like rolling up on Izzy, slamming 4 punches, one after another, swiping from each direction. Zold is able to duck and dodge, dive, and dodge once again. Isolde, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to use Firestorm. A complicated
What now?
spell. The Firestorm spell. I've used it once before when she was like swallowed, but I didn't really like use it to its fullest advantage because she was using it in panic.
Yeah.
But I essentially have to like create a
like
range.
10 spots, right? Is that the spell that
10
Taryn?
10-foot cubes.
Yep,
Yeah,
and they all have to be
all
touching.
have to touch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can sort of draw it out if you want, or you can just visualize it like that's
Yeah.
3.
I know the
pretty
one time I
lazy,
used it,
so-
I used like the entire turn before my turn to actually draw it out, and it probably
Yeah.
wasn't worth the effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you
So
could.
this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like half-ass it. This is one. You know, like that, and I think I can get pretty much everything in this range.
Sure.
You can probably get the second T-Rex too. I will be inside the firestorm though, because I'm grappled.
Oh yeah. So target Taryn too.
Nice.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Sorry about it, friend.
As long as you heal me afterwards.
Yep.
She's trying to cauterize those words.
Did it work? Why
Uh,
did that roll?
sometimes yours takes a second, but it's not.
Oh, I'm resistant to fire right now because of my shield.
Oh.
Well, look at that. Look at you coming prepared.
Did it
I
actually
just
roll for
knew-
anybody else though?
It hasn't rolled for me. Oh.
Alright. I think it's one of those things where maybe it's lagging because it's Laurel. Because it rolled the dice on my screen.
Yeah, I got the dice, but no
Oh, it did.
chat log.
Alright, I will stop pressing that button then.
Yeah, because I'm worried it's gonna all eventually happen. And we're gonna have to undo a lot of damage.
Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty much what she does. on her
Yeah.
turn.
Let me just cast it.
So we don't have to roll new characters? Cool.
I
Hopefully
might.
not.
Ah. There.
There we go.
I got it to go. I don't know why it wasn't letting you do it. Okay. So... oh, I didn't even target Taryn. Whoops. Taryn, make a DC 20 dex save. And I guess you fail that. Whew.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So I take 23
3.
damage?
Yep.
Alright.
23 fire damage. And okay, yeah. So Isolde, what does it look like when you cast this spell?
It kind of looks like her guiding bolt spell, except
Oh, shit.
raging balls of
Round
fire.
2.
Did it finally go through Isolde's thing?
I think it was just all the saves for Isolde's thing.
No, I think I think it finally went through and did all of them finally. See if it hits like
Yep.
a third time or something. Oh, Isolde just DC.
It did kill the Gorillion with the double hit.
Oh yeah, let me undo that. Gorillon. Garalon.
Magilla Gorilla?
Yeah, I'm the four-armed gorilla monster. I was really hoping you guys would go a different way, because then I could have had to fight a regular gorilla monster and then a zombie version later. But whatever.
Vosner automatically thinks we should get the skull of each of these and bring them back to the guild.
To like E's grave, I think.
It's true. Did we just bury him under the? We should just bury a couple of his mementos under the skull. He's in like
Taryn,
belly.
it is your turn. You're in the mouth of a T-Rex and have been recently burned badly.
Okay. So if I use my breath weapon, it has that force component. Can I try to use it to blow the T-Rex's mouth open and make it drop me? Instead of like pushing it?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Awesome.
That's cool.
I'm gonna do that then.
I would say that falls under the rules of Nito Toledo. Yeah, you well, I guess if it fails, and it does fail. So it fails the Constitution saving throw, which I'm gonna say just fails to hold the grapple on you, and you blow open its jaw, and it rips off part of its mouth and teeth as you fall 15 feet to the ground. So roll, let's see.
Fail another dex save, I think, is my plan.
Yeah, you take 9. Yeah, I guess roll acrobatics to see if you take that 9 damage. I'll let you land cool if you. It's like a DC, I'll say DC 20 acrobatics.
It's control for disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, you fall on your ass and
Take 9 damage.
Take 9 damage.
Got that. Then I'm just lying on my back. I will cast a cold version of Chain Lightning.
Oh shit.
See if I can get rid of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, what's it look like? Let's describe your turn for me.
Alright, so Terran's like mouth is like his like upper body is in the T-Rex's mouth. And he's losing his shit, so he just breathes up his frost breath and blows the mouth open and kind of like launches him like 10 feet in the air, where he just like graciously falls on his back. And then from his back, just like an explosion of like icicles smashes into the T-Rex and then like blasts off onto the gorilla and the jungle zombie.
Sick. Yeah, so there you are lying in the mud on your back.
And then he shakily stands up.
Alright, yeah.
That is my turn.
Let's see if he wins the save. He does not. Okay. Varel, it is your turn.
Okie doke. Did Vosner get a turn or?
Yeah, he did already. He
Okay.
punched the T-Rex and killed or.
Oh, right.
Almost.
I don't see him in the turn order. That's weird.
Oh yeah, you
feeling-
wouldn't.
feeling very out of his element and having more confidence in his squad than in himself, Barrel's just gonna bounce. I'll undo that damage. And I'm just gonna go, like, over here.
Oh, you're doing Dimension Door.
Yeah.
Okay.
A swarm of zombies in my immediate vicinity is not something I'm equipped to handle, so I'm just gonna get out of there.
Fair enough. Jungle zombie dead. Dead. Dead.
Best part of combat.
Jungle zombie attack. T-Rex zombie dead. Jungle zombie dead. You guys are really made a mockery of this encounter. I thought that was gonna fucking destroy you guys. I was like, fucking Marin's gonna have to show up and save the day. All right, Damon, you're up.
Steps quick. Because I have like nothing. It was like, if we don't destroy them immediately, we're gonna get overwhelmed.
Round 6 is gonna be rough. Oh shit.
And an extra 10 damage.
Okay.
And then I will just step onto that guy and do the same thing again.
Now, I can't remember, is it 2d10 or 2d12 for tensors?
12.
2d12.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you fucking obliterate the next zombie.
So I slash into the first one and he's still up. And as I like pull it out, I like use a little psychic energy to like make it tear just a little more, and he goes down. And then I just clean through the second guy. And I'm just like advancing forward Terminator style.
Sick. The zombie attacks big old Bosner. Oh, I accidentally did both at the same time. Both missed. Okay. Dead zombie. Dead zombie. Living zombie. Attack. Oh my god, they're so weak. They do nothing to you guys. Atticus, it's your turn. There's a zombie clawing at you and to no avail.
Yeah.
Seems like Atticus has been asleep this entire time from boredom.
Oh, did you target him?
I thought I did. My computer was kind of lagging some, but
Okay.
so maybe. So
That's
those both be the guy
33 damage?
down to my left.
Yeah, you kill him. You just
Cool.
like, as your second hit hits him, like the force damage just sends body parts flying through the air, just exploding outwards. Is that your turn?
Nice. Yeah, I think so, actually.
Okay. Bosner, you're up.
Okay, so first, Vosner will target this zombie and do a boopy boop. Really?
Oh.
Man. Come on. He'll leave that one for Damon. And then he'll do the same to this zombie over here. Just going to town. And then just kind of stay there.
Yeah, alright. This T-Rex is dead. This jungle zombie is dead. Dead. This one's on Atticus. Miss. This one attacks Gert. Wow, they've done like this whole encounter has done like 30 damage total to your Gert. And actually, it's done 60, and 30 of it was from his ult. It's fine. It's fine. Gorillon is done. Isolde, it is your turn.
Okay. She is going to try to turn undead, or I guess destroy undead, using Father Mateo's symbol thing, because she's out of channel divinities, and that's the last one she gets.
Okay.
They should, I think, all be within 30 feet of me, except for, like, maybe this one.
Yeah, but that one's dead, so... Yeah. What does it look like? As you, I think it's only if they fail, but it's a DC 20 Wisdom save, and, I'm just gonna spare you guys the roll here. I don't think they can actually make it. They have +0, so I suppose technically... I'll just narratively say, Isolde, you explode all of the zombies. What does it look like?
I think she would, kind of take out the symbol and hold it up and say a quick prayer, and a sort of like red light would emanate from it and consume the area for a moment, and they would all begin to dissolve and fall apart.
Yeah. Alright. And the combat encounter ends as all of these creatures are obliterated. We are out of initiative.
Yo.
And you find yourselves just standing amidst the mist and mud and dead bones of zombies all around you. Sort of decaying flesh and rain pouring down heavily on you guys.
Taryn is like doing breathing exercises.
Nice. What time of day is it?
It is now 4 p.m.
Okay. So, we still got another ways to go.
She's gonna walk over to Taryn and give him some quick healing.
Actually, this is a good point. If Windwalk lasts 8 hours, then actually it would be wearing off now. So you'd have to cast it again if you wanted to keep traveling, I think.
We can't. So, it's either walk or rest time. I would have to take a long rest to get the spell slot back.
Veyroll, as you are standing there, sort of shaking off what just happened, you notice, barely visible in the mist with your passive perception, a floating sensor. You would know this to be the kind of thing that appears when somebody is casting the scrying spell on you.
Can you indicate where I see it? I'm sorry.
It is, let's see. It would be nearest to Terran. Sort of just eyeballing him.
I would get as close as I could to those two and say mostly to Isolda, we're being scryed on right now. It could possibly be the wizard from before, but I have no way of knowing.
Yeah, there's no way to like reverse scry, is there?
You can dispel
Square
magic
69.
on the scrying, like whatchamacallit? I just called it something.
Sensor.
Yeah,
Sensor,
she doesn't have that spell, so she's just gonna tell him like to ignore it, and we'll discuss in private if we can who we think it might be.
Could I, given my robes, let me cast scry once per day? Would I be able to try to scry on the powerful wizard from before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll it.
Whatever.
Let me see here. Do I have scry? I've never actually added it to my spell book. Let me try to do that really quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Just note that it's from the robe in the future.
Yeah.
Or just like put it in brackets so that you... Let me find the stat block.
There you are. Boom. Oh.
You failed your own save. That's not how it works.
Oh.
Oh shit. He fails his saving throw. So, let's see. You don't... Yeah, you have met the target firsthand, so it should be a 0. And so, yeah. You... Alright, let me paint a picture here. You, settle using your robes. I guess, what's it look like when you scry with your robes? Do you, like, look at your robe, or how's it look?
I would put the hood up and kind of cover like my eyes with it, so my mouth and nose would still be visible. But super edgelordy, I'd put the hood up over my head and kind of bring my hands together in front of me and like drop my head. And it appears like I'm just standing there, but yeah, I'm scrying.
Oops, wrong one. You gaze into your inner hood, focusing on this archmage, and what you find is that very archmage, a little bit beaten, a little bit bruised, sitting around a table with a glass orb in front of him as he is gazing into it, casting the scry spell, looking upon you guys. So you're essentially watching him watch you guys. And as he sits there, you notice sort of shuffling in the background a number of other figures, nondescript as they are sort of in the background, but there are other people with him, preparing, getting ready for something. And he's just staring intently at you. He's a little bit bloody and bruised. His spellbook is open on the table, but that's all you see.
Carrot, the baby's on the stream.
That's me, I'm sorry.
And there's a live baby in the room.
Meryl is so overwhelmed with emotion at what he sees.
It's really important to like bring your child into work sometimes, and like you can say what you want about this evil wizard, like he takes being a parent seriously.
Yeah, he's not checked out.
He's a good dad.
The baby is also bald and covered in red tattoos.
Varel grins imperceptibly, pleased with his cleverness, and like takes the hood off, and says we should get moving.
And as you guys sort of want to get moving to switch into Windwalk form, you realize that the spell has expired. You are no longer able to become wind people. What are you going to do?
Can I try to like intimidate the censor? Like,
Yeah.
just like turn to a Zoda as if the censor isn't there and say something like, surely he wouldn't be so foolish as to come after us again.
Nice.
Because we would completely destroy him.
Yeah, she'll play along.
For what it's worth, Damon doesn't know this is happening, but he's just brandishing his dope new sword.
Oh yeah, do you have to
So
make a check at the end of Tensors?
I do. And so like it lasts for 10 minutes as opposed to 1. So
Oh,
I would
shit.
probably keep it up. I would probably keep it up until like, that 10 minutes has passed. But then yes, I will have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, go for it.
And it's 15 or I take a level of exhaustion.
And you don't. You succeed it.
Cool. But I do also lose all these dope temporary hit points.
Boom.
Should I make an intimidation check?
Oh, sure, if you want to.
Alright.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. You are very intimidating. You don't know if this guy is susceptible to your invitation or intimidation, but if he is, you know you did a good job of performing it.
It was worth a shot.
Vosner is still in his elemental form, and he's just like picking giant scoops of earth and bones and tossing them into a giant pile. So,
To what end?
Yeah. So like we have a clear area, but also to kind of say like this shit doesn't bother us.
Okay. You guys are sort of just
He's
sitting
sort
in
of-
a big puddle now of blood and zombie bits and fire and ice.
Is
And-
it close
He
to
picks up
evening?
on
And I'll say that the Threnody explosion, it sent a massive amount of mud on everybody, even though it didn't do damage to the people. You guys are all kind of coated in mud, though I guess the rain is washing it off. What was your question, Dylan?
Is it close to evening at this point?
I think we said it was 4 p.m. last week.
Veyra will look at Isolde and seeing all of us caked in mud, downtrodden and wet and tired, and ask, are we staying here? Are we moving?
I think we should keep moving, at least a little while further before we make camp.
On foot?
I think that is our only choice.
Vosner's gonna stay in his form since he has a number of hours. He doesn't want to lose his wild shape.
Okay. So Vosner staying in Earth Elemental form. You guys are walking through the jungle now?
Yes.
Alright. I'll let you guys move an additional hex if you succeed this thing. It's a little bit generous since you can't really travel 10 miles in a little bit of time. I guess 4 p.m. You'd just be going till a little bit later. And the other magic isn't super draining. Yeah, okay, so an additional hex you guys can traverse. I need a perception roll, and I do need athletics roll out of the most wounded person, which I believe is Taryn?
I have 2 levels of exhaustion, if
Yeah.
nothing else.
So Taryn needs to make an athletics roll. Disadvantage, obviously.
Let's
Survival,
do this.
perception.
Oh, that wasn't terrible.
Damn, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah. You're able to keep up for the most part, and you guys are successful. Let's say, make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw just to make sure you don't get another point of exhaustion on Terran. Keep it.
DC 10.
Yeah, so pretty low. You guys are trekking through the mud. Yeah, Terran is fine. It should have been higher than that anyways.
Oh yeah, I just did.
And which direction are you going? In left, down, or
I think
right?
due south, right?
Okay. You guys.
Varel would suggest, given the wizard's scrying on us, like that we head out 10 minutes in one direction before heading the proper direction. In the event that the scry is able to see the direction that we head out in.
Oh,
just throw it off
once the scry, like you watch the scry disappear, so like
Oh,
the eye
right.
is gone.
Got you. Sorry.
And yeah, everybody roll me 1d6.
This is where they get us.
Nice.
You seen the movie Coherence?
Nope.
Okay. Kind of.
Still missing.
Kind of it is.
Okay. There's all the rolls. Yeah, you guys are successful in traveling another 10 miles further into the jungle. Or I guess sort of in an open area right now. It's not as dense jungle. But the mist is very thick, and often you hear what you think are the sounds of footsteps running through the jungle, though nothing attacks you. It is now, I guess if you went 10 miles, I guess it's now nightfall. It's, let's say, 10 p.m., 8 p.m.? Yeah, 8 p.m.
I will get to work with the tower, and this time, instead of a bedroom for the squad and then a little room for Varel up above, I'll have a washroom with wash tubs and sauna benches and such on the first floor, and I'll make the second story a nice comfy bedroom. So we get to scrub ourselves.
Sure. Yeah. Let me turn that off. Just, hey, question. Do you have any music playing in your tower? Like ambient
Ooh.
sounds? Like tavern music?
What would study music be for 3-century-old Chronergy High Elf?
Jazz flute.
I don't know if I have that, but I do have some like generic, more upbeat stuff. Let's see this.
Yeah, like soft mandolin.
I feel like he's a Kesha guy.
That's Celtic.
You know,
I really
lo-fi
want
beats.
Celtic.
Yeah.
That feels so. Stan, why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
From outside the tower, you hear. And it's just like dubstep for 8 hours.
Sick.
The ground
Sounds like the
shakes.
insides of Damon.
Strobe lights, disco lights, got it all,
Is
man.
this any good? Oh, it's kind of nice melodic music.
So you need to upload some lo-fi beats that you can study and sometimes sleep to. Everyone loves those.
You guys step into Barrel's very nice. We can work on better music next time. Tower, and are warmed up and are able to clean yourselves up a little bit. Sounds like Mario. It's like Mario 64 music.
Varel would have like attempted to choose music that he thought was most appropriate for
Nice. Now you
folks
got
such as the squad. So yeah, so if it's a little off, he didn't know anymore.
Tavern music.
There you
That's
go.
what everybody listens The
So
old
he'll,
tried and true.
he'll have a slight scowl on his face whenever he seems to be listening, but he won't let it show.
This is what he thinks the common folk like to hear. The simple-minded.
Yes.
Plebeians.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you guys join in the tower, and yeah, what do you do for the evening? I guess I can go down the line. Taryn, what do you do for the evening to chill out?
I think he said he was AFK.
Not a great start. Isolde, what do you do?
I think she is actually going to start taking notes, like taking a journal like the one that she found. Just as like a contingency in case anything happens to them. So she's gonna start recording everything that's happened to them since they got here.
Okay, very cool. Damon, what are you up to?
Damon wants to just stay outside and practice with his new sword. So he's going to stay up, swinging that thing around and seeing what it's capable of against, trees and whatever else is around. Until eventually he's going to go in and just sit down and rest.
Okay, very cool. Shit, I'm trying to do two things at once. Taryn, okay. Osner, what are you up to?
Cool. Well, Vosner, after taking a bath, well, before taking a bath, he'll want to go outside and see if divination would help us again, or I don't know. Has it been? Am I only allowed to cast that every 7 days, or I can't remember. I got a wiggly baby in my hands, so I can't.
Can anybody else read the spell?
Someone else has my character sheet. from what I-
Divination.
Yeah. Let's see. There we are. It's a ritual. Current 7 days. Doesn't take into account any circumstances. No,
post
I think
the
it's just.
description in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually send you guys to Verostar. My bad. I thought you guys were all on this scene. I was just like oblivious. My bad. Now that you guys have done certain things, I gotta quick create some scenes.
Sweet. So Vosner will go out and see if he can connect with nature or saloon in seeing if capturing or using the staff that they're after will remedy what's afflicting the forest. So he wants to discern if obtaining the staff would help fix the surrounding jungle and the tree.
So the question is, will attaining the magic staff of illusion help save the jungle?
Yep.
Um,
He's trying to find the source of this affliction, essentially.
You get no response from the jungle, as though it doesn't seem to know. I guess that would be my... Unless I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah. It's long rest. Alright, so we've already taken a long rest. Okay, cool. Yeah. It's
Taryn-
up to you, DM.
Sorry. Yeah, I think you got basically nothing out of that, unfortunately.
Cool.
Taryn, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Oh man, those are my best ones. So
Okay. Beryl, at some point, you notice again an eye looking at Taryn, floating in the air, a sensor, invisible to everyone else.
In my tower.
Yes.
This upsets me greatly, but I don't show it. I continue cleaning myself and otherwise just preparing for a night of rest, and my brow is furrowed slightly as I try to figure out what we ought to do about this guy.
Well, I will say, Isolde and Bosner's... Well, let's even say... Yeah, both of them have passive insight high enough that they would notice the scowl. And eventually the sensor again pops out, goes away.
It pops out?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
gone.
I just say aloud, breaking my expressionless staring contest with the filthy paladin. I just say aloud, the wizard from before knows we're here. He's been scrying on us. He was scrying on us back in the clearing and here again inside my tower. He's...
I didn't think of him as being able to do that, but I guess there would not be a reason why he couldn't. It's unsettling, though.
Quite. Surely he knows we're here. In the clearing, when he scryed on us the first time, I kindly returned the favor and saw in his quarters other figures. So he's not working alone. And obviously he has intentions to prevent us from doing what we're here to do.
I could send him a message.
By all means.
Do you think that he is aware that we know that he is scrying?
I didn't deliberately reveal that I was aware he was listening in, but he might be clever enough to know that I know. Unless he thinks I'm a fool.
I mean, we did just fairly explicitly try to intimidate him last time.
Could be that he knows, then. Send him a message if you wish, but we should rest and prepare for that inevitable encounter.
She's going to cast Sending then.
Very well. Cast that spell.
And, yeah.
Use up those spell slots. What do I care?
We won't get attacked during the night.
No. Very well. What are you gonna say?
I think I'll just say something to the effect of, we are aware that you are watching us. though we aren't quite sure why. Would you care to illuminate us?
You hear back in your head. You've got what I want. You found it. I'm sure you've pocketed it by now. Leave it behind, and no harm will come to you.
Yeah, she's not gonna waste another spell responding to that, but she'll relay that information to the group. Seems like he pretty much just wants the sword that the Sphinx was guarding. He did make a threat that if we don't leave it behind, that we go right to Terran, he is eventually going to come and should prepare for that encounter if we want to keep the sword.
You would do well to leave it behind.
I'll look at Damon.
Damon might still be outside practicing with it. He might not be privy to this.
Oh, he doesn't even know we're gonna take away his toy.
Cut to Damon having the time of his life.
I know, so sad. I'll just respond to Atticus then. You think that it is not worth it, then?
You saw what just one of them did last time. Now they'll come with more. Is that sword really worth your life?
Beryl, how many people did you see? And could you discern what type of what they specialized in? Magic or hand-to-hand combat?
Is scrying give me that level of
No.
clear vision? No. Dang, he just popped out of existence. Nonetheless, in answer to Vosner's question, I would say, if I recall correctly, I saw about a handful of other figures, seemingly. He's back. I said, if I recall correctly, I saw a handful of figures, seemingly humanoid, likely other wizards, I would imagine. We know the wizards around here don't work alone. The Thay. Could be that you're right, Atticus. One was difficult enough. Two would be more than enough of a challenge, and there were certainly more than two that I saw. The robot won't be happy. The
No,
car's
I
car.
don't think so. What do we know about those wizards, though? Like, possible that because of our allegiance with the Wizards Alliance that we outrank them in some way?
I think it's
Do you
because
know
we're
that
all...
much about them?
You would know they're not affiliated with the Wizards Alliance, at least Beryl would. Actually, Beryl would probably be the only one who knows that.
Izzy, did you just ask, are they part of the Wizards Alliance?
Or, like, if, like, maybe, like, of a lower rank than the Wizards Alliance.
They're an alliance of wizards, but they're not affiliated in any way with the Wizards Alliance. I'm suspicious that because we're all here for the same thing, finding artifacts of power, that it could be they see us as competition.
In that
In some
case,
way
do
we
we
are.
want? In that case, do we want them to end up with the magic artifact?
If it's better that we have it, it brings us risk. If it's better that they have it, it brings us risk.
What is the likelihood that they will stop scrying on us once they have it, though? Couldn't they just scry on us and follow us, the staff, and then take that as well?
If they get it, it could be that they won't have to follow us. Could stop us in our tracks.
I assume that there's no scrying sensor right now, right? Like, we can tell that we're not being
Yeah,
scryed on while we have this
Varel is
conversation.
watching for it, and it's
Okay.
visible.
As I talk openly about the staff that we're looking for.
Yeah, you're good.
What say you, Atticus? Suppose we leave the sword in their hands? Are you confident they'll leave us be?
Confident might be overstating it. But they are, mercenaries, treasure seekers. Looking for power and money. If they get what they want, they're not usually ones to hold a grudge.
I mean, if we want, we can say, like, Damon walks in at this point, like, flipping the sword back into an arm. And asks, "How is everyone feeling?"
Varel will just say, "Your sword. The wizards here, they want it back. They know where we're at. They've been keeping an eye on us. Because they want that sword."
Yes, that seems probable. They were investing quite a bit trying to get into that Sphinx's chamber.
What would you do with it, Damon?
I have done much with it already. It is a remarkable piece of work.
Do you think keeping them, allowing that group to live or pursue us would cause any future problems? I'm thinking about the staff that we're after. And if they catch wind of something more powerful than that sword, would that change their objectives?
I think they will most certainly pursue the staff if they ever hear about it.
Yes, that seems likely. Are you getting at something, Fosner?
I'm just weighing out the possibilities. Like I said, this place is hard enough if we just were unbothered by different factions. But this is something that's actively pursuing us. And I'll look at Atticus. So, whatever you think is the more wise course of action. Definitely what should weigh heavy on our conversation.
I have yet to see a dead warrior benefit from a great sword.
I see. What would you have me do with it, Atticus?
Leave it for the Thay.
And then Damon will look around the room and say, "This is the commonly held opinion amongst us."
I would rather not give a powerful artifact to an evil organization.
They're not evil. Simply opportunistic.
Taryn is utterly unconvinced by that distinction.
Pharaoh would say, what you describe as a pest, and where I come from, we exterminate pests.
Damn.
Are you here to make war on the Thay? Or to find your lost companions? You need to decide your goals now. If there are too many, I cannot help you any further.
We know that they would leave us be if they got this sword.
Arthur, like, what if we capitulate with the sword? What's to stop them from demanding anything else we own?
Are they known to be like pirates? If they see something shinier, they also want that? Or are they just... are they pretty good to their objectives? And only seek what they've been told to acquire?
I don't know, Joe. What would Atticus's experience? Because presumably he's fought them before.
I don't think Atticus has fought them, but like they're a known enough commodity, quantity, or whatever, in the jungle that yeah, they're like, yeah, they're definitely opportunists. They're definitely no better than pirates. They sort of just take what they want and kill anybody who gets in the way. That said, they're also very smart, and so they tend to be manipulative and know that killing every single thing that they run into is a good way to draw attention to their endeavors. So if they don't kill anybody, it's mostly because it's more pragmatic not to. Yeah, Varel would despise them. From his interaction with wizards, and these guys would basically be like the Sith version of his own order.
Like, these are like the philosophers that sold out and became lawyers.
Oof, I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far.
Word.
They're just Sith, dude. Jesus.
Okay, you're right. Sorry, I should be more careful with my words.
Yeah, actually, I think Sith is a good analog because Sith aren't inherently evil, but they're kind of evil. And they kind of cannibalize their own. It's a very, yeah, it's pretty apt. So if you want to give a powerful lightsaber to the Sith, I guess that's where we're at right now.
Bosner is seemingly neutral in this entire conversation. He's just laying out observations.
No, I believe that they would leave us alone, nor do I believe that me leaving them this sword will in any way prevent them from finding out about other artifacts we may be in pursuit of. Captain, I ask your permission that I be allowed to keep the sword, but I will do as you command.
I think I need some time to think on it, perhaps. I agree with Terran that if they were to be interested in any artifacts, we are more or less somewhat of a walking armory of rare and powerful artifacts. So it seems unwise to lend even more firepower to a group that would essentially shake us down for everything that we have.
And if we do give up the sword and then they fail to keep their word, we're even less equipped to defend ourselves than we were before.
Correct. unless there was some sort of way of ensuring that, I don't know, like a magically binding contract that they had to leave us alone if we gave them the sword, then I would entertain it, but I don't trust them enough to assume that they would be happy with just the one sword. They've seen us, know what we are equipped with. It seems foolish to me.
It might be wise for us to prepare for their arrival in the morning. Because I can only imagine that they're equipping and coming to us. But
We
if
should
do
probably
this-
have a guard overnight as well, even though we are in the tower.
That's
Right.
probably wise. But I would
But,
say I don't want this to derail our whole mission. I think that Atticus is correct that we are here for a particular reason, and it is not to fight the Fae. So if they would like to come to us, it is fine, but I don't think that we should stop our pursuit. I think that probably it is best to keep a guard at night and to be prepared to save magic when we can, in case we are caught off guard. And I think we need to be constantly on alert for the scrying sensors and have someone who is able to dispel magic so that as soon as it pops up we can snuff it out and hopefully avoid being tracked that way.
we should also figure out or conserve our higher, more powerful magics for a confrontation with them. So, I'll do my best in what I can offer. I can offer dispel magic, but it seems that where I shine the best is being another melee warrior.
Okay. So you guys are sort of planning on waiting to see what happens in the morning, kind of thing? Figure out what you're gonna do in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I think so.
Vosner's gonna brew some of that tea from the herbs that he had found
Oh, good idea.
to alleviate one of Terran's exhaustion points,
Sure, yeah.
and so that he'll be at full strength in the morning.
Perfect. Yeah, you brew the tea, and it's just like Katari taught you. Super good.
Dope.
So you guys are just are you gonna keep a watch? Is that the idea? We don't normally do a watch with this tower, but I suppose we can.
Yeah, I think we ought to.
Okay. Who's taking first watch? I guess Damon is up the whole night. huh?
Damon, yeah, Damon will volunteer to keep watch with Heath.
Okay. Now, this tower, is there like a top to it? Like a hatch to the top? Or are you just like looking out the windows?
I would imagine that a hatch atop would be a bit of a liability, so
Good point.
the second story would probably have windows at all
Okay.
of the cardinal points to keep an eye on.
Alright, yeah. We'll say the window is there. And you can keep watch from the second floor, looking out the little slits. And you can send your bird in a rotation around the camp or something.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
Okay. And is anybody else helping with those watch rolls?
Given that I only meditate for like
I-
4 hours, the time that I'm awake, I'd help.
Okay.
And Izzy will take the time that he has to sleep, because she's perceptive enough to hopefully see the sensors.
Very well.
Boston will also take a watch since he is proficient in perception as well.
Okay. Let's say let's say Isolde make. Wait, you're exhausted. Let's say Damon makes the perception roll as the owl. If you can pull those stats up, and you'll add Isolde's modifier. That's fine. So she's like +9, I think. So puts you over 20. That's fine. Vosner. If you can roll that once more for your shift with Vosner. Anybody else keeping watch? Barrel, I guess, is doing one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. First, I need Taryn to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, this guy really is into me.
And a weak point. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Taryn, while you're trying to sleep, you keep dreaming about fire raining down on you from the sky. You keep seeing the meteor coming out of nowhere, slamming into you and knocking you unconscious. Your dream repeats that same experience over and over, and every time there's a figure just staring at you as the meteor comes crashing down at you, and you lock eyes, and he's just smiling. And it just keeps happening, and you keep turning in your sleep, twisting, trying to get past it, but you can't. And you hear in your head, I'll keep coming every night until I have it, and you'll never sleep again. And you do not get the effects of a long rest tonight, as these nightmares continually plague you.
Alright, I'm gonna be useless today, guys.
Big yikes.
The rest of the night goes without much event. You guys take shifts watching. You hear movement in the forest, in the jungle, but it's hard to track, it's hard to discern whether it's humanoid or animal. The rain just keeps coming, and the fog is sort of set over the water, over the land. And in this sort of low plain, the water sort of rises up into natural little puddles, almost like ponds. You're sort of on a higher ground, so your tower is not being submerged by water, but you get the feeling that if you stayed here for a couple more days, you might be in the midst of a small flash flood. And come dawn, you hear, despite you being on guard, nobody sees it, you hear a knock on the door.
Have we long rested at this point?
Your door. And the rest of you, except for Taryn, have successfully long rested.
Good, good, good.
Damon, who has been watching the whole time, is surprised that there is a knock at the door. And anybody who looks out the slit, I guess we established that you can't look out the slit to see in front of the door, as per our encounter with Zymorvin that one time.
Yeah. I kind of look at Damon and gesture with my hand the, is it the somatic component of Dimension Door?
Oh, before you do that, Taryn, make a Constitution saving throw for me. Okay, you do not suffer 1 point of exhaustion, but you know, having gotten no rest, that increasing the DC gets increasingly harder for every 8 hours you do not sleep.
Okay.
And what do you guys do? You hear another knock at the door.
I will pick up on what Veril is saying. And I will get, within range of, Isolda or whoever is like close and not close to Terran or to Veril. I mean, excuse me.
I guess since Vosner's AFK, I'll look at Atticus and gauge his willingness to confront whatever this is knocking on the door.
He will, pretty stone-faced, but he backs up against the wall by the door with his sword out so that when it swings open, he's ready to come around the corner if he needs to.
Got it.
Damon unfurls his sword as well.
And I prepare to cast Dimension Door, yeah.
As you guys are prepping that, who's on the first floor and who's on the second floor?
I would have gone down to the first, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'd be like
is
at
on
the
first.
doorway. Or like at the stairway. The base of the stairs.
Veril, did you give me any indication of where you were thinking to try and go with Dimension Door? Did you indicate a direction or?
I guess I would just whisper, 30 feet. Yeah, I'll just say 30 feet and hope that that's clear enough that I mean 30 feet behind, from where the door is.
Yeah, with a distance that short, my assumption would be we're going to try and ambush, not run away. If we were running away, we'd go 500 or whatever.
And as you guys are sort of debating the logistics of what to do, a shimmering aura passes over the tower, and the entire thing in an instant is gone, and you're exposed to the outside air as the rain comes pounding down on you, and the magic tower is dispelled, and you are all standing out in the open. And this is what you see. Sorry, I had to create a whole new scene on the fly, so it's a little rough. The camp, there's not really tents there, but that's sort of indicating your campsite. And the circle indicates the circle of the tower, which I guess is now gone, so it's irrelevant, but that's where it was. And standing in front of you is a man in a robe with a bald head, red sort of cowl over his face, standing cross-armed, awaiting. And he just says, "We are here for what's ours. Do not try anything. You are surrounded."
Can I make a perception check to see if I see people surrounding us?
Yeah. Feel free. All of you can make perceptions if you like. Blah, 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 blah. Oh. Wow, those rolls. Good lord. You can see figures moving under the trees in both sort of in front of you in those big thickets. And you think you might see people sort of at the edge of your vision to the north as well. But it's really hard with this fog and rain to see, and you didn't roll very well. Isolda, you get a better read on it. You think there's at least a handful, couple over here, another couple over here, and some over this direction, some over this direction. Hiding.
Yeah. So I'll kind of nod and say, "We are surrounded."
I'm gonna do this.
What? Okay.
I'm going to basically make a dome over us. And this is not quite as easy to get rid of. So if they try and spring some attack on us now, we have a little time to react.
Okay. So it's a sphere with a radius of up to 10 feet. You can create a flat surface, 10 foot by 10 foot panels. Okay, so you're making a invisible wall of force dome all the way around you?
Yeah, essentially like in the same template that we're already encircled in, like that, roughly that area.
Okay.
Good spell.
Yeah, it's not quite as big. You could get that much.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll just sort of hand wave the size of it for now. Yes, you make a dome around your compatriots. We'll say it's like that.
Cool.
As you do, the rain stops falling on you and begins beating down on this dome, and the raindrops are sort of sliding down the side of it. And the man standing in front of you with the bald head just kind of chuckles to himself. How long do you plan to stay in there?
Could I cast a spell that takes a minute to cast, or like begin casting it?
Sure, you can start casting something.
I can maintain this wall for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But if they like want to disintegrate, that will destroy it.
Yeah, so far they haven't disintegrated. They're just watching, at least this figure is.
I'll start muttering in an attempt to cast. Oh, that's still private GM. Sorry.
That's fine.
In an attempt to cast Geas.
Yeah.
On this man, and for his wisdom save, I'll have Mistra roll him a 5.
Okay. If there's a magical command of a creature that you can see within range, was it carrying out some service? If the creature can understand you, blah blah blah. You can issue a short amount of activity that will result in death. Is this one of those ones where they get advantage if you're fighting with them? Or no? Doesn't look like it. It is 5th level. Okay. Yeah, what's your command? I guess it takes a minute to cast.
Right, so
Wait,
I guess
no, it doesn't. It just lasts for a minute.
Oh, it lasts for 30 days.
Oh, Jesus. Alright.
Yeah.
So you're casting... This is a weird spell. Okay, so you're casting it for a whole minute.
And the goal is at the end of a minute for him to receive the command, and for the remainder of the 30 days to respect that we are more powerful than his group, and to steer clear of us because of that.
Yeah, okay. So you begin casting it. Let's see, can spells go in and out of Wall of Force? Physically can pass through the wall.
Yeah, nothing can physically go through it, so I think like if somebody were to throw like a fireball or something, it would hit the wall.
Yeah, that's sort of how I thought about it, but now that it says physically, I'm not quite sure. I feel like that's a thing we should Google, and I feel like it would determine whether or not you actually cast it based off that information. Because you clearly are not worried about arrows, you're worried about a meteor.
Right.
Well, like, could somebody use a force spell to prevent magic damage? Like, doesn't magic work independently of force in D&D?
Yes, I think. I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm just spitballing.
I mean, like, the fact that we can talk through it means, like, sound can make it through.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what to go on past that.
Okay, the wall of force will not block the casting of such spells at a point of origin. The other side of it, for example, fireball. Uh, huh. Spells. Huh. I don't know.
Because like you also can't like teleport into it because it also exists within the like ethereal plane or whatever.
I think you're thinking of force cage.
No, I mean it says the wall also extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel
Oh,
through the wall.
yeah, you're right.
Um,
Okay, I'll just say for now that nothing can make it in there. I'm gonna say that nothing can make it out of there too. That you guys have sort of just like built yourselves a dialogue bubble that neither side can hurt the other side until it's gone.
That would include a charm spell.
I kind of feel like it would.
Okay.
I understand
But-
that it's sort of weird.
but in this 10 minutes, Vosner could be like giving us our cloud form.
Oh, is that the goal?
I mean, it seems like that's an option.
Sure.
Um,
I guess.
I guess the question is whether or not we can be tracked or harmed while in cloud form.
You can be harmed. You can definitely be hurt while in cloud form.
So if we, let's see, is it only me and Varel that have Dimension Door?
Probably. Yeah, I think those are wizard. That's on the wizard list.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a much higher level paladin to have it.
I mean, if we just want to run for it, we could have one person hold their breath and get in the bag of holding. And then take 2 people with me and Varel with Dimension Door. I don't know. We can also just talk to these guys. Try and
Yeah, I don't think that any of us, except for Damon, can survive in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Even if you do hold your breath, it's like being in a vacuum.
Oh, I see.
If we wanted to truly extract ourselves, I could extract us all the way the fuck to Icewind Dale. I don't think that that's what we want to do.
Hey, you gotta avoid a TPK. I get it.
It is an option.
Checking on Joe
you know,
Huff.
stay close. Yeah.
Atticus could meet Joe Huff. I'd like to see that.
Just be like a full session of the 2 of them chatting.
I'd pay money to see
I don't
that.
know. I think Damon should just transform and go ham on them and just see what happens.
Oh, I will say for Terran, any abilities that were like once per day, as per the staff, you get those back.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so anything that's not like long rest but is per day, and I think that applies to some of your class abilities, though I don't know how many of them.
I'll have to look through.
Yeah. So the only thing about going ham on them is that, like I can only do this wall like the one time, and once someone wants to leave, like I have to drop it, and then it's just then we're committed.
Yeah.
But we only have like a handful of minutes left, anyways.
Yeah.
Terran is like seeing red at this point. because he's very pissed off at the Archmage
And tired.
and tired. And it's like pissy tired.
Damon will like maybe step forward and just say, "Have everyone with you come out, and perhaps we can talk this through."
And you hear from the figure, "You're not in the position to be asking for things like that."
Oh, but I am asking nonetheless, as a professional courtesy.
Fuck your courtesy. Give us a sword.
I'll turn to Zolda to my left and say, I'm beginning to think, with our paladin, that the mission is not worth a sword. But if we hand it over,
I think
we
that's
could be
worth
killed
it.
immediately.
Bayroll, with your ability to see invisible creatures, you see all the way down here the Archmage standing invisible.
We're outclassed.
Would he? Do you point that out, Varel?
I say to Izzy, the mission may not be worth a sword, and then I turn and look, and like my expression definitely changes to one of defeat and resignation, and then I say we're outclassed.
She's gonna agree with that, and then just look over at him and say, "Do you know of any sort of, I don't know, like, magical way of making an unbreakable promise? A contract? Something like that that could help us bargain with them properly?"
Just to meta, I have an unprepared spell that's modifying memories, which I might be able to use repeatedly, but it's not prepared. Gias is the best I have, and the penalty there is only 5d10, and this guy can definitely handle that.
Yeah. Seeing that there is none, she'll just kind of look upset about it and say, "I suppose then we will just have to trust them to leave us alone." Seems like an awfully foolish thing to do.
I think Atticus will step forward, making sure that the symbols, his armor and stuff can be seen, and say,
If we give you this sword, I need your word that you will leave us be, no more scrying or coming after us, on pain of possible war with the Flaming Fist.
The Thane apprentice says, "You have my word."
And the word of those who actually make decisions for the group.
You can roll insight to see if you believe him. Bayroll, you get... Oh, so does Atticus. You both get the feeling that he's lying to you.
Shit.
Damon is going to turn back to you both and say, Excelsior protected this sword until we arrived. It is meant for us.
I'm 100% convinced from that. I'll wait and see what happens, but yeah. Knowing that they're traitorous, I would prefer to have Excelsior, or the sword on our side. So I guess I'll turn to Izzy and say we're outclassed, but we have to fight.
I will I'm gonna ask Vosner if he can start giving us cloud form, so I can ask Varel to, like teleport you guys out of here, and you guys can run if it comes to that.
Oh, I need to do a long rest then.
So Garrett told me before he knew any of this was happening, that if things were to go down in a fight, he's gonna be an ice elemental, and there's like spells that I have to cast. I think, knowing what I know about Windwalk, it would be extremely dangerous for us to take wind form because we can be damaged, but we can't damage.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
he would
Form.
catch us with whatever spell he had prepped.
It's
I
also
mean, my
dispellable.
yeah, my thinking was that like we would teleport hundreds of feet away, and then have a decent head start, and just move very quickly.
Mm.
I will say that your characters know, by virtue of how he got here, that he likely has teleport and can teleport to any location he can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they got right out of our tower.
Could you just banish him because you can see him, and then we can mop up his friends?
I could.
Does it look like he knows that you know his position?
He'll have to roll an insight for that, I guess.
You'd have to
Or
be
we-
close enough. You're not close enough.
So we know that the apprentice is full of shit, but the archmage invisible down below doesn't know that we know, correct? Oh, and I'm not close enough to banish him, right?
Though he might have noticed something because you pointed out his sensor earlier.
Yeah.
Damn.
Very few people can see invisibility all the time, though, so perhaps he doesn't suspect you can do it now. Where's Windwalk? Just gonna cast that spell, so the buff is on you now.
Wait, are we doing that? Because it.
No, I'm just saying, like, he's at least cast. Oh, I cast it. There you go. So yeah, he's he cast that on all of you, just sort of as a to get it ready, and then in case that has to happen later, anyways, because you guys are up for the morning, and he can do these other things that he told Laurel about if you want him to. What's it gonna be?
I think we have. Vero has an advantage of knowing where the guy is.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to fight.
Could I immediately Misty Step 30 feet to the south and then cast Banishment on that guy?
I would say
You
could do
can't-
it on the same round.
Shit, yeah, sorry.
Once I drop the dome, then
You could run though.
Damon is gonna look back at all of you, and say, "Very well. If you want the sword, then you shall have the sword." And he will drop Wall of Force to concentrate on a different thing.
All right. Let's get this into combat.
Damon, you're such a bamf, man. I can't handle it.
Oh, didn't mean to show you all of them. Oh, didn't mean to make all of you invisible.
Like,
What a
that's
rough
okay.
start.
It's the magic of Cholt just fucking with everything, I think.
Everybody
Oh,
pops into
well,
existence
yeah.
and then fades out of existence. Oh my god, now everybody on the tracker is unsealed.
Just FYI, John, I'm gonna have to head out in about 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, maybe we should just end at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
this is.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's a good roll. It's a
Shit.
good initiative.
Veryl's got this. Veryl's still going
Oh, Viral
first.
did beat him on initiative.
Dude, I'm always top of the list. It's great.
Maybe you are always top of the list.
Was it because do you have initiative or do you have advantage?
I have temporal awareness, which adds my
Yeah,
initiative roll,
that's why.
and then
You
something
already have
else.
2 decks.
Yeah.
All right, the rest of them roll. Okay, so let me see. I guess I might as well make them all visible as they're all running at you now. Just make it easier. And we'll pick up next time. At this point, another fight with the Fae.
Let's make sure we kill him this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going for the throat, man. Yeah, no doubt.
I think Attic is starting to wish that he had been able to find back at the beginning when you guys went and looked for him at that playhouse.
I know, Atticus got roped into some shit.
I feel like this was inevitable. Like, with that insight roll, when we tried to give them what they wanted, and we knew we would still get fucked afterwards. Like, it's.
I don't
gonna-
think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair, for sure.
I guess can't be mad about us with that.
I think it depends. I guess the question was like, if you leave it, we'll know. Like, it was something about war with the Crimson Fists or something. It was like a little bit more like he wouldn't care to promise you about it. I can't remember though.
I think what Atticus said was, you need to leave us be under penalty of war with the Crimson Fist. After we do it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that was what antagonized him. Because he doesn't give a shit. Oh, it's a flaming fist. Yeah, we keep doing the same thing. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Alright.
Cool. Well,
Cool.
great session, everybody. A
Yeah.
lot of fun. You guys crushed my riddles. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
Dylan.
Sorry that we disappeared
Team on
there
it,
for a
that-
while. I feel bad.
Yeah, man.
No, that's fine. It all worked out. And now we get this fun thing. And if you don't kill him this time, he can just keep attacking your dreams for the rest of the game.
Yeah, we gotta like kill him or Taryn will never sleep again.
For Terran's beauty sleep.
And
Exactly.
Terrence grumpy about it. Come on.
You know, I was thinking, I guess it's a low enough level spell that the Archmage could cast it on all of you every night. That's a thought. Anyways,
Jesus Christ. What spell is this?
it's called Dreams.
Ew.
Or Dream, I guess. It's a 5th level spell. He's got 3 of those. I should have just cast it on everybody. Well, anyways, next
Ew.
time.
Get out of my head, man.
Next time. Live and learn.
Live and learn. It's hard to play high level wizards. I got a lot of shit.
Yeah.
There will always be another opportunity to haunt your friends, John.
I know. That way you think about me.